Imagine you're standing in a world without metal. No steel buildings, no cars, no power lines, no smartphones. Even something as simple as a kitchen knife doesn't exist. The strongest tools around you are made from stone, bone, and wood. Now imagine someone hands you a piece of metal harder than almost anything you've ever touched. A material that can cut trees faster, shape other materials, and eventually help build entire civilizations. The question is, where did it come from? Because iron doesn't sit around waiting to be picked up. Most of it is trapped inside rocks. To get it out, you need temperatures so extreme they seem impossible for ancient humans. So, how did people who had never seen a furnace, never studied chemistry, and had no idea what atoms were somehow unlock one of the most important materials in human history? And the strangest part is that the story may not have started on Earth at all. Because before humans learned how to pull iron from stone, they may have first discovered it falling from the sky. Thousands of years before iron swords, iron tools, or iron empires, rare chunks of metal occasionally crashed onto the planet as meteorites. Imagine finding one. A dark, heavy rock unlike anything you've ever seen. You strike it with another stone, and instead of shattering, it dents. You polish it and discover a metallic shine hidden beneath the surface. For ancient people, this material must have seemed almost magical. And in a way, it was. Meteoritic iron already existed in metallic form. No mining, no smelting, no furnaces required, just collect it and shape it. Archaeologists have found ancient beads made from meteoritic iron dating back more than 5,000 years. Even some of the treasures buried with Egyptian pharaohs were crafted from metal that originally came from space. But this creates a new mystery. If people already had iron from meteorites, why didn't the Iron Age begin immediately? The answer is surprisingly simple. There wasn't enough of it. Meteorites are rare. A village might find a small fragment once in a generation. You couldn't build a civilization on something that occasionally dropped out of the sky. To truly change history, humans needed a way to create iron whenever they wanted. And that meant solving a puzzle hidden inside ordinary rocks. A puzzle no one even knew existed. Because for most ancient humans, iron ore didn't look valuable at all. Imagine walking past a reddish-brown rock on the ground. It doesn't sparkle like gold. It doesn't shine like silver. It looks ordinary, worthless even. Yet inside many of these rocks was enormous potential. The problem was that nobody could see it. Iron ore is a bit like a locked treasure chest. The treasure is there, but it's trapped. Breaking open that chest would require a discovery so unlikely that historians still debate exactly how it happened. Most people assume someone intentionally set out to invent iron, but that's probably not what happened. Ancient discoveries rarely worked that way. People weren't sitting around asking how to revolutionize civilization. They were trying to survive. They wanted warmer fires, better food, stronger pottery, anything that made daily life easier. And that's where the story takes an unexpected turn. Because iron may have been discovered by accident. Imagine a group of people building a hotter-than-usual fire. Not for metal, for pottery, or perhaps for making charcoal. The fire burns for hours, maybe days. The temperature rises higher than normal. Hidden among the surrounding stones are pieces of iron-rich rock. At some point, something strange appears in the ashes, a dark, spongy lump unlike any rock they've seen before. Not fully metal, not fully stone, just different. Today we call this material an iron bloom, and it may have been one of humanity's most important accidents. But why would a fire suddenly create metal? To understand that, we need to zoom in, not into a civilization, not into a village, into the fire itself. When wood burns normally, it produces heat. But when wood is turned into charcoal first, something special happens. Charcoal burns hotter, much hotter. And as it burns, it releases carbon monoxide. That might sound like an unimportant detail. It wasn't. Carbon monoxide became the thief that stole oxygen away from iron ore. Think of iron ore as iron wearing a heavy coat made of oxygen. The iron is trapped inside. The carbon monoxide strips that coat away. And what's left behind? Metal. For the first time, humans had stumbled onto a way of freeing iron from stone. Not completely, not efficiently, but enough. Enough to change everything. And yet another problem immediately appeared. The iron that came out wasn't ready to use. Imagine pulling a cake out of the oven before it's fully baked. That's what early iron looked like: crude, impure, filled with trapped slag and debris. It had to be hammered repeatedly while hot. Again, and again, and again. Each strike squeezed out impurities. Each strike made the metal stronger. Ancient blacksmiths weren't just shaping iron, they were transforming it. And over time, they began noticing something fascinating. Sometimes the iron became harder than expected. Why? At first, nobody knew. But they had accidentally discovered another secret: carbon. A tiny amount of carbon mixed into iron can dramatically change its properties. Too little, and the metal stays soft. Too much, and it becomes brittle. Just the right amount creates something extraordinary: steel. One of the most useful materials humans have ever produced. Think about that for a moment. People discovered steel thousands of years before they understood chemistry. They learned through observation, experiment, failure, success, generation after generation. The forge became a laboratory long before laboratories existed. And this reveals a deeper truth about human progress. Many of history's greatest breakthroughs weren't moments of sudden genius. They were slow conversations between people and nature. Nature provided clues. Humans paid attention. But if iron was so useful, another question emerges. Why didn't every civilization adopt it immediately? Because iron had one major disadvantage. It was difficult. Bronze, the dominant metal before iron, was often easier to work with. Many early societies preferred it, at first, but bronze had a hidden weakness: it depended on trade. To make bronze, you need copper and tin wasn't available everywhere. A disruption in trade could cripple entire regions. Iron changed that equation. Iron ore exists across much of the world. Once people learned how to work it, they no longer depended on rare materials traveling across vast distances. Suddenly, tools could become more common. Weapons could be produced in larger numbers. Farmers could clear tougher land. Entire economies could expand. The discovery of iron wasn't just about metal, it was about access. A technology once limited by rarity became available to far more people, and whenever powerful tools become more accessible, societies change fast. The Iron Age wasn't merely a new chapter in history, it was a shift in what humans were capable of building. Forests disappeared as iron axes spread, fields expanded, cities grew, roads stretched farther, empires became larger. The material hidden inside ordinary rocks helped reshape the human world. But here's the twist. When we ask, how did ancient humans discover iron? We're usually imagining a single moment. One fire, one inventor, one breakthrough. Reality was far messier and far more impressive. No single person discovered iron. Thousands of unnamed people contributed. Someone noticed an unusual rock. Someone built a hotter fire. Someone found a strange lump in the ashes. Someone tried hammering it. Someone discovered a better furnace. Someone accidentally made steel. And someone taught the next generation. The discovery of iron wasn't a moment. It was a chain reaction of curiosity stretching across centuries. Which brings us back to the mystery we started with. How did people without science unlock one of the most important technologies in human history? The answer is that they weren't waiting for science. They were doing science, not with textbooks, not with equations, but with observation, experimentation, and persistence. Ancient humans didn't understand electrons, oxygen reactions, or metallurgy. Yet by paying attention to the world around them, they uncovered secrets hidden inside stone itself. The deeper truth is that iron was never really the discovery. The real discovery was something even more powerful: the realization that nature's mysteries could be unlocked, that the world wasn't fixed, that hidden possibilities existed beneath the surface of ordinary things. A strange rock from the sky, a hotter fire, a lump of metal in the ashes, small discoveries. But together, they transformed humanity. And in a way, every major breakthrough since then has followed the same pattern. Someone notices something strange. Someone asks a question. And hidden inside that question is an entirely new future.